if I get away.
Hello and welcome to the first in Smiley's Plays. So where Smiley actually plays some of the games he owns. Now this is a new one to me. I've only got a few hours in it. It's called Factorio. And what I've opened up here is a Factorio free play. This little box tells me exactly what this is all about. In short, basically what I'm trying to do is research advanced technologies so I can unlock a rocket silo so I can get off of this alien planet. Now I have it because I'm so new to the game that there is no enemies, so I'm still just learning how this all works and what it is all about. So we're going to learn this all together. First of all, what I'm going to do is just clear this space here of anything I can't build on. So I'm going to mine my first ingredients to make better things. So I'll just get rid of all these big stones, which will come in handy in a moment as we continue. So, this is the hard bit. Don't worry, it gets quicker and easier as we go along. But I definitely need a lot of stone. You'll see why in a second. I didn't spot another big one down here, so I'm just going to get rid of that one. It's always good just to clear away a space because you're going to need a lot of space. So all these bits of wood, get rid of them. They come in handy. I'm going to need them very shortly. I'm just going to come over here. Now up in the top screen you can see my map, or a small imprint of my map. If I push the M key, this is what my map looks like. All this black bit is undiscovered land, undiscovered territory, and there could be all sorts of things in there. If I zoom in a little bit to the bit we can actually see. So this gives me an idea of where I can collect some of the ingredients I need to start with. So here I have a patch of stone. It also tells me the exact value that I can get out of that patch of ore, is what I'm going to call it. Even though stone it isn't an ore, it's just a simple way for me to communicate what I'm doing. So that stone patch gives me 148,000 bits of stone ore. Copper ore, I've got a 338,000 patch just here. These lines, that denotes a cliff. That's going to create an issue. I have to look at trying to get rid of that cliff. And later on, as we research better technology, we should be able to get rid of that cliff, from what I understand. Haven't done it. We're going to learn that bit together. That could be interesting. Explosives and equipment that you're using to mine things, not a good mix. But I've got a nice little patch of iron ore here. You usually start with some nice small patches. I know they say like 338, 395,000, 286,000 of coal. And that's pretty much it. Nice bodies of water. That's going to come in handy when we start making electricity. So yes, planning ahead already. So I can see I've got a little bit of space here. These little green dots that are dotted around here and up here are all forests. So trees, plenty of trees, and they will become the bane of your life. You will want to get rid of them at some point, but I'm not going to do it right now. First of all, what I'm going to do is travel down to this iron ore patch, because iron is a thing you need at the start, critically. And this game does get dark, so I'm going to try and keep it so that you can see what's going on with my little torch and the little beacon of light around me, showing you exactly where I am and what I'm doing. I'm going to zoom in here with my mouse wheel, just zoom straight in, zoom back out a bit, just so we got a better idea. So what you can see here is up in the right corner of my screen, gives me the what I'm hovering over. So here I'm hovering over tile that contains 3 iron ore. Well, I'm just going to get rid of that because that's easy. I can get rid of that quite simply. Right, now it's gone. So once you've taken all the ore from a patch, it just becomes normal ground that you can build on. Right, so that's got not very much. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to place down a burner mining drill. You start with one of these, a furnace, and 8 iron plates. The rest of this is what I've picked up. So the wood I cut down gives me 7 wood, and I've gained all that stone. That's going to come in handy in a moment. That's the iron ore I just picked up, but first of all I want to get rid of this burner mining drill. And what I'm trying to do is work out where I want it to be. So I'm going to place it there for a second. Now I've placed it down and it's got this little red triangle that's flashing at me telling me it's got no fuel. We're going to put some fuel in it in a moment, but first of all I'm going to place down the stone furnace. Now the little yellow triangle that is pointing upwards out of the burner mine drill tells me where it's going to output to. Now if I put a stone furnace there, again that one's going to start flashing with a little triangle. It should output all your ore into the stone furnace, so I can literally start creating iron plates without anything else in between. So I'm going to put the wood in there. You'll notice that it gives me the fuel value of 2 megajoules and it burns fast. That's not going to burn for very long, so we need something that's going to last a bit longer. So if I go upwards, this is the trouble at the start of the game. You are going to be running backwards and forwards, but it never lasts too long. So I'm just going to try and find a small patch. I think I'm going to start actually just over here anyway, because they're all quite high. But I'm just going to start digging away at some coal, because I'm going to need coal to obviously fuel both the burner mining drill and the furnace. So I'm just going to mine off a little bit of coal. So you'll notice each one that floats up says +1 coal, telling me that I've added 1 coal to my inventory, and the number in brackets tells me how many I have in my inventory. So I'm just going to keep going on this until I've got, say, 20 or so. I'm just holding my right mouse button and it will continually mine that stack. Right, I've got 20. So back down to my iron. Little rundown. Right. So still going. That's handy. But it has now run out of fuel again. So they do run out of fuel pretty fast when you're running them on wood. You can, and we'll look at it in a moment. Once I've got some more iron, I'll show you how you can run your burner mining drills on coal, but your furnaces on wood, and the reason you can do that. But first of all, we're going to add some fuel back into this one. There's 5 different fuel types. So if I scrolled over the fuel there, you can see exactly what I can put in there as fuel. The first one's wood, second one's coal. Third one I believe is solid fuel, which you get from oil processing, so it is oil in the game. The other 2 I'm not sure, but I know there is uranium, so nuclear power, in the game also. So in terms of fuel, there's various different ways. You can also get solar power to give you electric, which we'll look at in probably the next episode. Once we set up our little electric side of things, we'll see how the electric works and start looking, hopefully, at some of the research we need to do. But first of all, we need to get this one actually working again. So I'm going to press my left shift button and right click. And what that's going to do, see I've got 20 coal, that puts 10 of it into the burner mine drill and leaves 10 in my inventory. Press E, that gives me that one. Now, in my stone furnace, I've got 26 iron ore, because of course the burner mining drill is feeding the stone furnace. So I'm going to shift left click and that will put the last 10 straight into my burner mine drill and start collecting my iron plates. So, seeing as that's producing some iron plates, let's go up to my coal again. Collect coal. Now, the whole idea of the game is to make as much of this automated as possible. And we'll look at some of the things we can make that will make it a lot easier for us. So we're not running around continually collecting all these different ores and ingredients we need just to transport them back ourselves. We can get the machines that do that for us and insert them for us and make things just so much easier that we're not having to worry about creating all this. So I'm going to try and collect. I think if I should be able to collect 50, which is a whole stack of coal. And we'll see how that looks in my inventory in a second. As we continue to chip away at this one, you'll notice the coal amount in the right corner is decreasing. With each time I take one out, it decreases by 1. So I know exactly how much coal is left in this little patch. And it will deplete rather slowly to start with, but once you start mining with electricity and electric mining drills, these do deplete a bit faster. And as you connect different bits to them and use more of the ore, so you end up with having less of it available. So you've got to be looking towards expansion even from this very early stage. And boom, there's 50. So while I'm running down, I'll press E, which opens up my crafting menu and my inventory. So you see here my inventory. The stone's a good one because I've already got more than one stack. But I know coal can stack to 50 and then it will just start a new stack. So each time it starts a new stack, that's another block gone. I'll remember to put the iron ore into the stone furnace. So before I do anything else here, I'm going to push my left control and left click on the stone furnace. And if you watch the right hand side, you'll see at the moment we've got 48 iron plates. If I left click, they go straight into my inventory. If I open my inventory's gone from 8 to 56 iron plates. So we're running out of coal in these, so we're going to shift right click, that gives me 27, that's still got 6 in it. Again I'm going to shift right click, that gives me 18, and then shift left click and put the rest of it in the burner mine drill because that burns the coal quicker than what my stone furnace does. I'm just going to empty that one out while I'm here. Oh, I nearly forgot, but plop the iron ore in there. Again, just clear it out before I go. I'll get rid of that tree because I see it's there. So what I do sometimes is I'm running around and I spot something that I know is potentially going to be in the way. Get rid of it now. Done, dusted, don't have to worry about it. Right. So what I'm going to do up here is rather than me keep just digging away to get coal, is I'm going to build 2 burner mining drills. So this is my crafting inventory and I'm in production, so I can create burner mine drills. There's my electric mining drills, which need electronic circuits. So that will be my intermediate products, and we'll look at what that requires. Offshore pumps, boilers, steam engines, repair packs, so when something gets damaged you can repair it. That's labs for obviously research, which we'll look at later on in this playthrough. And these are the intermediate products, so obviously iron plates, because it needs something before it to create the product. So it needs iron ore. I can't make that in my pocket, that's why it's red, because it needs to be smelted in a furnace. And there's 3 different furnaces in the game. And the same with copper plates. And then we can make from copper plates, you can make copper cables. From iron plates, you can get iron sticks and iron gear wheels. You'll need those a lot. Iron sticks, not so much, but iron gear wheels, definitely. And you'll definitely need a lot of iron. As you notice, I've already used 16, and all I've done is make a burner mine drill. But the electronic circuits also need copper cables, so that needs copper plate, and an iron plate. If you're not sure why you can't make something, so I can't make these at the moment. They're ghosted, so they're just a bit transparent on my thingy. That's because I've got no copper. So the top level here is giving me the ingredients it needs to make the electronic circuit, and the bottom level will give you the raw ingredients. It's easier to see if I went into not logistics. Let's go production. There we go. Electric mining drills. So that needs 10 iron plates, 5 iron gear wheels, 3 electronic circuits. So of course then I'd have to sit there and try and do the math to work out how many iron plates I need, how many copper plates, and the rest of it. But what you'll see at the bottom, it gives you the total raw ingredients. So if I hadn't made 5 lots of iron gears, 3 lots of electronic circuits, it would take me 8.2 seconds to make these in my pocket. And you'll see what difference that makes in a moment when I start building extra bits and I'm fiddling around with stuff in my pocket. It will come up down this left hand side as it's being made. But it also gives it next to it, I need 23 iron plates and 4.5 copper plates. Don't worry about the half. Doesn't just go, oh, you've only got half of that left. It will make the raw ingredients, so that half becomes, because it needs 3 electronic circuits, and electronic circuits only require 3 copper cables, whereas every copper plate makes 2. So now that comes into it when you start looking at efficiency and making things that work correctly. But first of all, we're going to place down our burner mining drills. Again, I'm going to place these on the edge, and that will all become apparent later on. But all I'm going to do is just try and place these. Again, I'm looking at my right hand side of my screen. It tells me my expected resources, so how much I expect to make just from this burner mining drill being sat in the position it's sat in. So that position gives me 694 coal. One up gives me 1.7 thousand. So we're just going to place it on the edge. It's got no fuel at the moment. That's fine. Now you notice the output is pointing towards the right hand side of my screen. I'm going to place the second one that I made right next to it and point that one towards the left. What's going to happen is once I put some fuel in this one, 2 wood, that's fine. Let's pop that in there, because by the time it's burnt that wood down, you'll see it's made of coal. Where that coal goes? Into the other one. So these two will feed each other backwards and forwards. There we go. See, that one switched from having a fuel of wood to now having a fuel of coal. And the thing is, these don't use as much coal to produce one coal. So in the time it takes it to produce a coal, it does not burn one coal. So you always end up with an excess. So you've already got 7 in there and 6 in there. So what I'm going to do is control left click, and that will take it out. And because I've taken that coal out, but because it's still got energy, it will continue producing coal. Do that again. And you can just continue to do this, and these will make and hold a stack of 50. So each time I run past, I'll just collect some coal off them as I go around to produce something else. So that's coal working away. That's fine. I'm going to... right. So my stone furnace, although it's got fuel, so it's got coal in it to burn, it won't produce anymore because it's already produced 100, which is a stack of iron plates. So I'm going to control left click, takes it off, and you'll see the fire starts again, off it goes again. So now I've got 150. I'm going to expand my iron production. You'll see in the bottom corner, if you are quick, if not, just rewind it a bit, you'll see I've got to create another one anyway, so let's do that again. If you watch the bottom left hand corner of the screen, you'll see it suddenly pops up. It's making the iron gear wheels, stone furnace, and then the burner mining drill. So it's taking the full 4 seconds for it to build everything it needs to create this object I want. I'm going to want another furnace. Actually, I need 2 furnaces. They only take half a second because I've got the stone. and it only needs stone, it only takes half a second, so you won't see him pretty much in the bottom corner. Your best bet is to try and get anything that takes a while to create, so anything above half a second really, or needs a couple of bits, so like just trying to find one now, and I haven't unlocked them yet. But later on you'll see that I try and automate certain products to make them because they're made faster in a machine than I can make them in my pocket, so there's no point in me faffing around, standing there waiting for things to be made when I can get the machines to do it for me. And we'll look at that later. But first of all, we're going to place down another burning mining drill. Again, right on the edge here. I know I'm not going to create loads, but what I'm attempting to do is to create is to level this off. So at the moment this iron ore patch is a really odd shape, so I'm just coming across here and I'll use these burner mine drills at the start just to level this off, because once you get to your electric mining drills they cover a bigger distance. Can't reach. Pain in my life. When it's red you can't reach it, once it turns yellow you can start hacking away at it. But because the electric mining drills are bigger, they cover a bigger distance and they are rectangular. So I try and square everything off really, which is why I'm not too worried, because at the start I don't need mass loads of stuff sat in my inventory that I'm not going to potentially use. So we're going to set this very simple setup, same as what we did with the iron up here with the copper, because I need copper to make electric mining circuits, which I need to start with my electronics. Again, anything I come across that's potentially going to be a pain, potentially in my way, just knock it down. More stone, going to need it later, so I've run past coal. Somebody's very clever. Right. Oh, little patch of water. We can cure that. Right, so you see now the coal has stopped being produced, and that's because both of these have a full stack. So if I control left click, take it off they go again. Back to my copper, because that's the one that hasn't got any fuel at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a full stack of 50 into the burning mining drill, but in the stone furnace I'm going to put the wood, because it has a lower value, so it's only got 2 megajoules of fuel value, and coal has 4 megajoules of fuel value. But you notice it doesn't use that fuel as quick as what the burning mining fuel does. The burning mine drill drones through the fuel much quicker than what stone furnace. So you can run, if you've got a seed, a map that's got lots of wood, you can start just run your stone furnaces on wood and your burner mining drills on coal, just to get rid of some of that excess. You do need wood, and I'll need some in a minute, so I'm going to have to start chopping down trees at some point. First of all, oh, wrong button, try that again. Right, why have we stopped? So I've run out of the expected resource, so it can't mine anything because now the mining drill has taken all the resources that were underneath it. So I'm going to right click and hold, and that removes that from that area. So let's see now, I've got a nice straight line. I'm going to mine that in a minute. Right, so I pick up my miner drill, I'm going to move it and line it up along this line, just boom, there. It's not going to mine very much, but as I say, I'm trying to it's only going to need 12. It's not going to need much. Just means I've got some coal on me to start this away. So up to the top here, and again just take the coal down to the copper. Take the copper. Check the see. So my copper that's running on wood, that's still got 6 wood as fuel, and my coal has used 6 as well. So it's pretty much, evens it out if you're running it on wood. If you run the furnace on wood and the burner mining drill on coal. We're going to, as I say, set it up so that these are on electronics. At some point, I thought it was. We've got a problem. He'd run out of fuel. Right. So, what have we got here now? Have I got enough copper? That's what I need to know. Have I got enough copper? Because now I've got the starting point. I want to start putting in electronics and electrics and running things off electric because it's just so much easier and means I can start automating a lot of this process. So I'm not stood here continuing moving these mining drills around and sorting out where they're going and feeding them coal. I can feed coal straight to my electronics. So, just going to take the coal out of here a second. Make sure everything's empty before I go off and start. Oh, can't reach. They have extended the reach, from what I'm told, to what it was. So I can't imagine what it was like, because I still want to just reach Mars. And it's like, nope, you can't do that. You'll find it comes up. I thought there was some issue down here. Oh, that was run out already. So we're just going to put that in there. So that was run out again. So I just move it. I'm going to put it right next to this one because I know there's a very small amount there. So each time I pick it up everything that's inside it as well. So it doesn't matter if you just keep throwing full stacks in these burner mining drills and stone furnaces. When you pick them up, you'll pick up that coal that's in them as well. Right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to leave this one here. And in the next episode, we're going to start setting up our electrics. So we need wood for the poles. I think I've got nearly everything. I'm going to collect the copper again as I run up because you'll see I've got a nice lake up there which I'm going to run my steam engines off. And I think I've got everything. So we're going to leave this one here. And so this is the first episode of a few. I think this is going to take a while for me to get to the next level of building to get to a rocket to get off the planet. There's a lot to go. I'm just starting out. My inventory is very empty and I've got a lot to build. So hopefully if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to press that like button, to click subscribe, or just to tune in for the next episode as we start to move towards electric and automation and making things just so much easier for ourselves. Okay, and that's Smiley signing off for today. See you in the next one.
We can make a wildfire get away.